Hello learners, this is Neha. Welcome back to our YouTube channel India's Learner. Here again we are back with the NCERT Geography of class 8th. In this video we will discuss the chapter 3, that is the mineral and power resources. As this is the part 1 of the chapter, in this only we will discuss about the mineral resources, and later on in the part 2 we will discuss about the power resources. So let's start it. Yes, before going to start the video, I would request you to please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon for getting the notification of my upcoming videos, and please like and share it more and more, and please give your valuable comments also. Thank you. And let's continue. So yes, first we should know what are the key points or the major topics about which we are going to learn in this part 1 of the chapter 3. These are mineral resources. About this topic, mineral resources, we will learn that what are minerals, features of minerals, types of minerals, extraction of minerals, distribution and the conservation of minerals. So these are the major topics we will try to cover in this video about the mineral resources. So let's move to the next slide. That is the first topic, what are minerals? So let's know about these minerals. As the definition given in the book also, it's a naturally occurring inorganic solid substance that has a definite chemical composition. This is called mineral. So yes, a naturally occurring substance that has a definite chemical composition is known as the mineral, and these minerals are the backbone of the industrial and technological development of a country. Yes, a rock containing a large portion of certain mineral is called minerals ore. So, a rock that contains a large portion of the particular mineral is called the mineral ore of that particular mineral. These are formed when natural elements on the earth go through weathering processes like evaporation of water, extreme heat and pressure. Some kinds of natural activities that are such like weathering processes, due to that minerals are formed, and by using the natural elements, it's a very long time process. It's taken thousands of years to be formed. So these are, yes, exhaustible in nature. For example, minerals are of many kinds and many forms, as mineral iron, gold, coal, copper, diamond, manganese, bauxite, salt, etc. Let us discuss more about it. What are the features of minerals? Features of minerals are, as the minerals are exhaustible in nature, because its formation takes a very long time. So yes, these are exhaustible in nature or non-renewable in nature, do not occur in their pure form. Minerals do not occur in their pure form in the nature. These has to be processed for the usable, convert into the usable form. Unevenly distributed in the world. Minerals are unevenly distributed in the world. These are not equally distributed, and because their availability depends on certain natural processes or certain natural elements which are not equally distributed in all over the earth surface. So yes, these are unevenly distributed. in the world. Minerals are created through natural processes. Yes, as we have discussed before, that these are created through natural processes. And yes, minerals have a definite chemical composition, or every minerals have a definite chemical composition in it that determine the various quality like hardness, solubility, and others. These are identified on the basis of their two kinds of properties. One is physical property. Physical properties such like hardness, density, and the color of the mineral, and chemical properties about the solubility of minerals. So yes, these are some of the features of minerals that again, yes, we will take a quick review again. The features of minerals. Minerals are exhaustible in nature. They do not occur in their pure form. They are unevenly distributed in the world. These are created through natural processes. And yes, each of the mineral has a definite chemical composition, and they are identified on the basis of their physical properties and chemical properties. So let's move to the next slide. That is the types of minerals. What are the different types of minerals we have in the nature? Minerals are majorly categorized into two types, that are first metallic and another one is non-metallic. Metallic and non-metallic, two types of minerals are majorly found, under which metallic can be of two forms, ferrous and the non-ferrous. Let us know more about each of them. What are the difference between metallic and non-metallic mineral? Metallic minerals. Metallic minerals contain metal. These are hard substances. These have luster or shine. These are ductile and malleable. Ductile. Yes, let us know what is the word ductile mean. Ductility refers to the ability of a material to be drawn into thin wire without breaking, and the malleability, due to it a mineral can be hammered into plates or sheets like gold or copper. Metallic minerals are good conductor of heat and electricity. These are found in igneous or metamorphic rocks. For example, metallic minerals are like iron, gold, copper, tin, manganese, etc. And the non-metallic minerals, on the vice versa, these have the opposite features. As the first is, non-metallic minerals do not contain metal, as its name refers the same. These are soft substances. These do not have luster or shine. These are non-ductile and non-malleable. These are bad conductor of heat and electricity. These are found in sedimentary rocks, and the example of non-metallic minerals are coal, limestone, salt, gypsum, mica, etc. So let us take a quick review again. Metallic contain metal, non-metallic do not contain metal. Metallic are hard substances, non-metallic soft substances. Metallic have luster or shine, while non-metallic do not have luster or shine. Metallic are ductile and malleable, and non-metallic are non-ductile and non-malleable. These are good conductor of heat and electricity, and non-metallic are bad conductor of heat and electricity. Metallic found in igneous and metamorphic, on the other hand, non-metallic found in sedimentary rocks, and examples are in front of you. So let's move to the next slide. That is all about the types of metallic mineral. What are the difference between these two? The first is ferrous, and the second type of metallic mineral is a non-ferrous. Let us know more about its definition. Ferrous mineral. These minerals have high iron content. For example, iron ore, manganese, chromite, etc. have high iron content. And while the non-ferrous, as its name refers, these minerals do not have iron contents. but may contain some other kind of metal. So these are the difference between these two. Important to know. And the example of non-ferrous minerals are gold, silver, lead, copper, etc. So let's move to the next topic, that is the extraction of mineral. Need to know that how the minerals are extracted. It's an important question also. So we have the different kinds of processes through which the extraction of mineral is done, that are mining, drilling and quarrying. Mining. Mining means the taking out mineral buried under the rocks, while the drilling, in this process deep wells are bored to take out mineral, and the quarrying, in this process only we do the simply digging of mineral ore that lie near the surface. So mining, drilling and quarrying. Mining can be done of two types, that one is open cast mining, another one is shaft mining. Open cast mining is the type of mining that means that is under this process we get mineral by removing the surface layer, and in the shaft mining by making the deep bores we get the minerals. So let us take a quick review again of this topic. The extraction of minerals are of or can be done by the three processes, that are mining, drilling and quarrying. Depends on the nature of mineral. Mining, taking out mineral buried under the rocks. Drilling, the deep wells are bored, and in this process of quarrying only simply dug out minerals that lie in the near the surface. Mining can be of two types, open cast and shaft mining. In open cast mining, by removing the surface layer we get the minerals, and shaft mining by making the deep pores we get the minerals. So let's move to the next topic. So now let us know how are minerals distributed in all over the world. As we know, the mineral resources are unevenly distributed in the world. These are found in different rocks. As earlier we have discussed, the minerals are found in the igneous, metamorphic and sedimentary rocks. Usually the metallic mineral like iron ore, copper, nickel, chromite and platinum are found in igneous and metamorphic rocks, whereas the non-metallic mineral like limestone, manganese, etc. are found in sedimentary rocks. And these mineral fuels like coal and petroleum are found in sedimentary rocks. So now let us discuss the continent-wise or the country-wise distribution of the different mineral resources, as well as their deposits in Indian states also. We will see what are the centers. So the first is the iron ore. The mineral iron ore is found in China, India, these two Asian countries, as well as in European countries like Russia, Ukraine, Sweden, France. Yes, the Brazil and the Australia continent also has the good iron ore deposits. And in the India, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Goa and Madhya Pradesh also has iron ore deposits. Iron is the backbone of the other industries also. It's a basic material needed. Next is the bauxite. Bauxite mineral is found in the continent of Australia, India, Indonesia, Guyana and China. And in India, it is available in Bihar, Karnataka, Odisha, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Jharkhand and Maharashtra also. Let's talk about the manganese. Manganese mineral is available in Eastern Europe, Eastern Russia, South America, South America and yes, Australia continent also has manganese deposits in India, Jharkhand, Bihar, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha has the manganese deposits. Next is the copper deposits or the copper mineral. These deposits are in the country India, Eastern Europe, European Russia, North America, Australia, while in India these are presented in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand. Coming to the next mineral, that is gold, very precious metal we know. These are found in India, North America, South Africa, Australia, and in India it is only has some sources in Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka only. Coming to the next, diamond mineral. The mineral diamond is known hardest metal in all over the mineral, and this is found in the continent of Australia, Africa and the Asian country, that is our India. In India only it is these ores are presented in Madhya Pradesh. And last, the tin. Tin is found in Malaysia, Indonesia, Brazil, Bolivia and Australia, and in India it is in Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, etc. So let's take a quick review again what we have noticed here, that the China, India, Malaysia, Indonesia are the main mineral producers of Asia, while the diamond, copper, gold and platinum is mainly presented in the Africa. Africa is the largest producer of diamond, gold and platinum. North America has 3 zones in which minerals are found, especially these are Appalachian region, the Great Lakes and Canadian Shield. So, and this about the South America, we have seen here that the Brazil is the largest producer of high grade iron ore in the world, and Europe is a leading producer of lead, zinc, manganese, nickel, copper and iron ore. Antarctica, which is not mentioned here anywhere, this is not much suitable for human settlement as we know, but it has a variety of mineral deposits. Coal, iron ore, silver, gold and mineral oil are the significant minerals that are found in Antarctic continent also. The Australia is the leading producer of bauxite in the world. It is also the leading producer of copper, lead, zinc, manganese, gold, diamond, iron ore, nickel and tin. Diamond ore that is found in India are very much precious to us, and gold mines are presented in India, and the major one is the Kolar mines that is presented in Karnataka, is the largest producer of gold in India, and these mines are among the deepest in the world also. So yes, move to the next slide. Let us learn more about it. That is the uses of mineral. As we know, minerals are very useful to us, and each of the thing that we use in daily life is has a mineral in it. Let us know the some of them and their uses. The copper. Copper is majorly used to prepare coins, pipes, utensils, etc. while the gold, silver and diamond are mainly used to make jewelry or various kinds of jewelry, while the silicon that is used in computer industry is obtained from quartz, and the salt we use in our cooking, that is used in the food items also. The salt is also a mineral. And yes, minerals are also used in toothpaste. So these minerals are used in everything from a needle to an aeroplane. All the minerals are useful to us, all has certain good features and utility in it. That's why these are very important to us. As the minerals are exhaustible, they need to be protected or conserved. Let us know how we can conserve the mineral resource. Conservation of minerals. Conservation of minerals is important to us as these are non-renewable in nature and exhaustible, because their formation takes thousands of years, and we the human beings are exploiting these mineral resources at a large scale, and the rate of their formation is much smaller than the rate at which humans consume these minerals. So due to this reason, minerals are reducing day by day. So yes, we have to conserve the mineral resources for the sustainable development, so that our future generation are not deprived of these assets. What are the methods or the steps we can follow to conserve the minerals? Minerals can be conserved by increasing the non-conventional resources. Non-conventional resources are the resources which are renewable in nature and inexhaustible also, and we have to discourage the use of conventional resources at the same time. Next step is that we should reduce the wastage in the process of mining also by recycling the metals, which is an important way to conserve mineral resources. Yes, export of scarce minerals must be reduced. At the same time, use of scrap of metals can save the several metals. So we should use the scrap also in the different form to conserve the minerals. These are some of the methods we have suggested to you. Some of other are there also. Minerals need to be conserved, as we know these are exhaustible in nature. So we should promote using the non-conventional resources. We should reduce the wastage, recycle the metals and reduce the export of scarce minerals. As you have learnt here, I have used these terms reduce, recycle and reuse. These three are important to us. We should need to know what are these. Recycling uses old products in new ways. Reduce means to minimize the amount of waste we create, and reuse refers to using item more than once. So yes, it is important, and yes, the three have some benefits also. What are the benefits? We need to know. Prevents pollution caused by reducing the need to harvest new raw material. It saves energy. Reduce greenhouse gas emission that contribute to global climate change. It helps sustain the environment for future generation. At the same time, it also saves money. So yes, these three are important to be followed at the home as well as in industries and the various places. Yes, the part 1 of the chapter 3 is now completed, and soon we will bring the part 2 of this chapter. And yes, hope you like this video, and please don't forget to subscribe this channel and like and share the video more and more with your friends and others. Thank you.